All right, everyone, let's dive deep into the current buzz around the Los Angeles Lakers because things are starting to heat up in the front court. The purple and gold are actively exploring their options at the center position, and reports now link them to two potential reinforcements that could realistically join the roster and make an impact. It's not just about plugging in anyone with size. The Lakers need to be strategic. They're looking for a clear-cut starting caliber center who can anchor the paint night in and night out, plus a reliable backup who can hold his own when called upon. The goal is stability, depth, and someone who can grow with the core, not just a stopgap solution. Now look, there's always that temptation to use the back end of the draft to take a flyer on a raw big man, a project player with length and upside. Maybe you grab someone with that 55th pick and hope he develops into a rotation piece. And while it's always exciting to imagine unearthing a hidden gem that late, let's be honest, more often than not, guys picked in that range are long-term bets. They need time, reps, weight room work, G League stints, and patience. Sure, there's always the outlier who surprises everyone and contributes right away, but that's rare. So if you're talking about bringing in a developmental big, that guy's probably your third-string center at best, someone who's there for practices, occasional mop-up duty, or emergency minutes. That's fine. Every roster needs a guy like that. But that doesn't address the glaring need for someone who can start and give you 25 to 30 minutes of solid basketball every night. And this is where names like Luke Kornet and Goga Bitadze start to surface. These are two guys who, while maybe not the flashiest on paper, represent actual, realistic options for the Lakers as they rebuild their depth chart of the five. Let's start with Luke Kornet. Now, I've broken down his game in more detail elsewhere, but the quick summary is that he's 7'1", moves decently, has experience in structured systems, and could absolutely thrive in a reserve role. He's the kind of center who doesn't need touches to be effective, can space the floor a bit, and provides rim protection on the other end. If the Lakers were to sign Kornet as a backup, I think that a smart, low-risk move that adds value to the bench. He's not a guy you want logging heavy starter minutes, but in a limited role, he fits. But the more intriguing name, and the one that's really got Lakers fans talking, is Goga Bitadze. This is someone I think deserves serious consideration, not just as a depth piece, but as a legitimate option to be the starting center. Goga's still young, just 25, and turns 26 this coming July. That puts him right in the sweet spot where he's experienced enough to contribute now, but still has room to grow and evolve. And he fits the timeline for a team like the Lakers, who are trying to compete now while still keeping an eye on the future. During his time with the Orlando Magic, Bitadze showed flashes of exactly the kind of big man the Lakers need. He's at 6'11", 250 pounds, and brings a physical presence that doesn't come around every day. He's mobile enough to run the floor, has the size and strength to battle down low, and even flashes a bit of skill, whether it's finishing around the rim, setting solid screens, or catching lobs in the pick and roll. He gives you that vertical spacing element, something LeBron and potentially Luka Doncic, if he ever dons the Lakers jersey, absolutely love to work with. And even though he's not a polished defensive weapon, he does just enough to keep defenses honest. Financially, Bitadze is also an attractive target. He's owed a little over $7 million next season, which makes him an affordable acquisition if the Lakers are looking to make a move without giving up a major asset haul. The question, of course, is what Orlando would want in return. With the Magic having a logjam of big men and Goga entering the final year of his deal, there's a real possibility they might be open to a trade. Maybe they look for a second-round pick or a young wing. Either way, it's something the Lakers can likely handle without gutting their roster. And let's not overlook what he's already done. In the 2024 season, Bitadze appeared in 70 games and started 42 of them, averaging just over 20 minutes per game. In that span, he gave Orlando quality minutes, shooting over 61% from the field and anchoring the defense when called upon. His free throw shooting hovers in the mid-60s. Not great, not awful. And while his three-point shooting isn't a major weapon right now, he's shown a willingness to take the occasional outside shot. He hit 23% for his career from deep, but that's on a very small sample size, less than one attempt per game. In some scenarios, that percentage doesn't really tell the whole story. It could be more about rhythm and confidence than raw mechanics. Think about it this way. When a player gets only the occasional look from beyond the arc, it's hard to build consistency. If you're only taking 1 or 2 threes a week, it's tough to get into any kind of groove. That's why I'm not writing off the idea of Goga improving as a shooter over time. He's not going to become Brook Lopez overnight, but there's a version of his game where he stretches the floor just enough to create spacing without being a liability. As long as he's taking smart shots, corner threes, wide-open kickouts when the shot clock's winding down, it's something you can live with. Just don't expect him to start chucking 5 threes a night. And if you look at his per 36 numbers, it becomes even more intriguing. We're talking about a projected stat line of 13 points, 12 rebounds, over 4 offensive boards, nearly 3.5 assists, a steal, and 2.5 blocks per game. That's the kind of production that can legitimately change the identity of your front court. Obviously, per 36 numbers can be misleading. They're projections, not guarantees. But when you consider what he already gives you in just 20 minutes per game, it's not far-fetched. He averages about 7 points, almost 7 rebounds, a couple of assists, and over a block per game right now. Add a few more minutes and a true starting role alongside elite playmakers, and those numbers scale up pretty naturally. And speaking of playmakers, and this part is crucial, playing next to someone like Luka Doncic or LeBron James changes everything. These are two of the best facilitators in the game, constantly probing defenses, attracting double teams, and looking for lob threats. If Batads is averaging 7 points per game without playing next to elite creators, imagine what happens when he's running pick and rolls with Luka every night or catching dump-offs from LeBron on the drive. It's not unrealistic to think he becomes a double-digit scorer just by being in the right place at the right time. Even if he's not featured in the offense, he's going to get easy buckets just by doing his job, setting screens, diving hard at the rim, and being active around the basket. Defensively, Batads brings a lot of what the Lakers are missing right now. He's not just a shot blocker, though he does average over a block per game. He also understands angles, rotates well, and isn't afraid to bang bodies down low. He's got decent lateral movement for his size, which helps him stay on the floor against smaller lineups. He's not perfect. You're not asking him to switch on a guards every possession, but he holds his own and can clean up mistakes with his length and timing. And that, for a team like the Lakers, is gold. Rebounding? Solid. He pulls down nearly 7 boards per game in limited minutes, with a nice chunk of those being offensive rebounds. That's extra possessions, extra chances to score, and a way to take pressure off your backcourt. You give him starter minutes, and he probably averages close to double-digit rebounds. And again, we're talking about a guy who's still on the rise. He hasn't hit his peak yet. That's the type of player you want to invest in. Someone who give you value now, but could turn into something even more over the next few years. Now, obviously, nothing is guaranteed in the NBA. Fit matters. Coaching matters. Lineups, injuries, contracts, all of it factors into whether a move works out or not. But when you look at the combination of skill set, age, salary, and potential role, Batads checks a lot of boxes. He may not be the next Shaquille O'Neal or Dwight Howard, but hey, the Lakers do have a bit of a history with landing big men from Orlando, right? Maybe Goga's the next name to carry that tradition forward. Not at the superstar level, no, but as a dependable, productive, modern-day center who fills a need and grows into a long-term piece of the puzzle. So from a front office perspective, it makes sense. You trade for Goga now, lock him into a multi-year deal, maybe 4 years, $60 million, and you've got your center spot covered for the foreseeable future. That's financial stability, roster clarity, and an opportunity to build chemistry with the rest of your core. It gives the Lakers flexibility, continuity, and a player who's hungry to prove he belongs as a full-time starter in this league. And then, once you've got your starter in place, you go out and get that reliable backup. Maybe Luke Cornett, maybe someone more experienced like Clint Capella if he's willing to take a reserve role. Either way, you've solidified the position. You've got your minutes covered. You've got insurance in case of injury. And most importantly, you've got a rotation that makes sense on both ends of the floor. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, in a move that could send shockwaves throughout the NBA, rumors are swirling that the Los Angeles Lakers are gearing up to shake the Western Conference to its core. Sources close to the organization suggest the Lakers are exploring blockbuster trade possibilities involving promising young big men, namely Onyeka Okongwu, Jaren Jackson Jr., or DeAndre Ayton, in a bid to construct what could be the most formidable roster in the West. For years, the Lakers have been a team focused on maximizing their championship window around LeBron James and Anthony Davis. However, with the evolving dynamics of the league and the emergence of powerhouse teams across the Western Conference, Los Angeles appears ready to pivot, seeking to bolster their front court depth with versatile, high-upside talent. Okongwu, known for his defensive prowess and athleticism. Jackson Jr., a rare combination of shot blocking and perimeter shooting. And Ayton, a dominant presence in the paint with rebounding and scoring ability, each present intriguing options for the Lakers front office. This potential wave of trades, still unofficial but gaining traction, suggests the Lakers are prepared to part with valuable assets to secure one of these big men, signaling a strategic shift towards building a more balanced, defensively stout, and offensively versatile team. Industry insiders speculate that such a move could reshape the power balance in the West, pitting the Lakers against other elite teams with renewed vigor. While the details of what the Lakers would be willing to offer in return remain under wraps, the inclusion of young talent and draft considerations is expected to play a role. Some speculate that established veterans or draft picks could be used to sweeten the deal, reflecting the Lakers' determination to assemble a squad capable of challenging the likes of the Warriors, Nuggets, and Suns. Of course, the ramifications of such trades go beyond mere roster construction. The Lakers' front office would have to carefully weigh chemistry and long-term potential against immediate impact. Yet, if any franchise can pull off a blockbuster and capitalize on the remaining prime years of its superstar core, it's Los Angeles. For now, fans and analysts alike are left buzzing, eager to see if the Lakers will indeed make this bold move or if the rumors will fade away. What's clear is that the Western Conference landscape may be on the brink of a seismic shift, one that could very well crown the Lakers as the best team out west, provided they land one of these coveted big men. Stay tuned, as this developing story promises to be one of the NBA's most thrilling sagas this offseason. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.